Hi, this is Rainbow Harmony here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And this is a personal reading for someone who wanted a twin flame love reading. This is the last weekend of my 11/11 special. All summer long, I've been offering these personal reads for $11.11, and I've had a lot of fun, and I've learned a lot more about myself and my gifts, and I've got connected with a lot of you guys out there, and I channeled some pretty awesome messages for you guys and for myself, so it's been a really awesome journey, and I'm excited to be doing these readings this weekend because I'm just kind of staying in and relaxing and taking good care of myself, and so I'm feeling in a pretty good vibe. I'm feeling ready to tackle these, so please email me if you want to hear a personal reading that's more tailored to you. So let's get started here. Maybe you found your way to this reading and it's not your personal reading. If so, stay tuned. Maybe some of these messages are going to be for you as well. This person has been in a friendship kind of thing with this person for many, many years. So they're just wondering what's going on. They know for a fact that this is their twin flame, and I feel for you. Excuse me, I really feel for you. I think that I'm feeling a lot of really mixed energy coming off this spread right now. Not in a bad way, it's just, you know, it does seem like the situation is a bit confusing right now. Like there's a lot going into it, just right off the top of my head. I did draw the true love card, which is awesome. But overall, it's been a long time. You're kind of wondering where this person's at. You're wondering if they have feelings. You're wondering what's happening here. So if you found your way to this reading and you're feeling the same way, then let's see if this will apply to you. Let's get started. So the joined energy between you guys. I'm going to draw a clarifier. Give me 1 second. I know what this card means, but it's interesting that it's coming out reversed. So let's see what's going on here. Oh, interesting. So yeah, I wanted to make sure it was like a positive thing because I wasn't getting like a negative feeling off it. Sometimes when you see reversals, it's kind of the opposite of this card, but this is a very positive card. It's about growth and fertility and abundance. So this is the green woman. And I do draw this card a lot of times with the twin flames. It talks about like two polar energies coming together as one. So there's also a card in this deck that's the green man, and that card has to do more with your work and more with like your logic, and this is more like your intuitive and emotional side, and also, you know, it's one of the twin flame cards, so it's very interesting. I feel like we're seeing this and the yes card. It's definitely a validation that this is definitely something. There's definitely something to this relationship. The energy between you is very, very positive right now. And I'm just gonna read this card to you. It says, what is the first thing that comes to mind? Have you asked for anything recently? The answer is yes. Have patience and it will be yours. This is the time when doubt, fear, and worry can set in. These are ego-based fears that can slow down what you've asked for. Distract yourself with nature, projects, uplifting company. Acknowledge your true feelings. Make peace with your past. It is here. So we're obviously talking about this relationship. I feel like both of you guys have been manifesting this union for a while. I think what's happening here is things are coming to a head. So if it's feeling really intense right now, that's probably why. And of course, if you've been following the channel, you've been hearing me talk a lot about Mercury retrograde. We're in the middle of this cycle right now, and it's been a very interesting time for love and romantic relationships and couples. There are lots of people who are getting together right now and hooking up. There's a lot of people breaking up. A lot of people are kind of heading to the next level, like in their relationships, or just even in their life or their relationship with yourself. You know, people who are single are starting to feel more confident, a lot more like putting themselves out there, a lot more like taking risks. There's a shift in this energy, and we're headed into a whole new season here. So this is very fertile, powerful energy. Yes, Mercury retrograde slows things down. Yes, it can cause a lot of hang-ups and hiccups. It can cause a lot of catastrophe, but it can also really help certain things move forward. It can help tie up loose ends. So if there's been a situation that's been left unresolved, a lot of times you're going to see this cycle bring those things to head and help, you know, kind of clear the way. So I feel like in this situation with you, the energy right now is very fertile, and that's what this is saying for this union. So we're getting the yes card right away. I don't see that. Usually in twin flames, it can be a really intense dynamic. Sometimes there's, I don't always draw the most positive cards in this placement, so it's so interesting to me that we're getting this, especially during this time. So, huge sign for you. Excuse me, oh my gosh. I have like a glass of water here, but, oh. I've been singing, I sing, and so I just sang for like 2 hours, and now I'm kind of losing my voice. So, his energy. Oh my gosh, I didn't even notice that card was there. Look at this. What? I've never drawn these two cards together side by side like this before. That's why I'm like, oh my gosh. It's so cool when you see stuff like that. I mean, I'm always with these cards, so when you see stuff like that, it's like, whoa. So, huge confirmation once again. You've got the yes card, and you've got you guys, you know, coming together, twin flames. This is what we're talking about here. He's feeling fertile too, so this is a confirmation, you know? This is the joined energy, and then this is his energy. He is... I just feel like he's at this time in his life where he's really working hard. And that's why there's these flames, like the heat is turned up, not just in this relationship, but in his personal life too. I got this really, really strong image of both of you guys when I was going over this card, and so I can kind of see you now, and you guys are definitely hard workers. I feel like you guys could even be students, but I'm not sure. It's just, you guys are both really, really working towards something in your life right now. So this could be the reason why this didn't happen sooner. You know, it's been a long time with you and this person, but I think the reason it didn't happen sooner is because you were both really trying to establish yourselves and really focused. And the heat is turned up because it seems like there's been some type of turning point. So someone might have gotten a job offer, graduated a program, maybe someone's entering into a new situation, perhaps they've moved or something. So now this heat's like turned up on this situation because there has been this shift, and one or both people might be more able to like provide for themselves or each other, you know what I'm saying? One person might actually be doing pretty well financially, or just with their security and stuff like that. So it could be that that's why the heat's turned up, because it's like you guys both want to help each other out. And I see this growth. I think you guys both realize that you're getting older. You realize that you're getting older, and that it's not like it's now or never, but there comes a certain point. Like, I think once you start hitting your mid-late 20s and even early 30s, it's like a time when people start kind of thinking like, oh, like, do I want a life partner or not? Or do I want to establish a really close, intimate relationship with someone? Like, you know, how is that going to help benefit my life? So it's like this heat's turned up. It's very interesting. That's what's going on with him and his energy. So your energy, so you're very clairvoyant. I have a feeling you're a lot like me, and that's probably why you found this channel and why I resonate with you so much. You probably have some like psychic, spiritual gifts, and you're just very intuitive and can read people and situations. I see you as a reader, like you like to read a lot, and I think that's part of what makes you so intuitive, is you've studied all these books and all these characters, and you kind of understand people. I feel like perhaps you're even a writer. I think this is saying that you kind of know what's going on. Like, you can really read this person really well. And you know, you're feeling that he's starting to feel this heat turned up, basically. And so, you know that he feels the pressure, and so that's probably why you're coming here for this reading. You're just like, ah! So, you're not imagining this. This card says, like, when I get this card, it's usually a confirmation that like what I'm seeing is real. Sometimes like I'll have this weird feeling or intuition, or I'll have a question. I'll go to the deck and I'll draw this card, and it'll just remind me, like, you know, usually my gut instinct is going to be right, or maybe this vision I've had is true. Because sometimes I'm like, okay, is this a vision or is this my imagination? You know, it can be really hard when you're clairvoyant and when you're awakening to these gifts and like trying to open up to that and like understand how this works, and you know, it really doesn't have to be weird. Everyone has a pineal gland, a third eye, and everyone can use their intuition and their gut, you know, coupled with their logic and their learning experiences to feel into situations and people, but our society is kind of weird about this, but that's another tangent. I'm just thinking that you're starting to awaken to the fact that you are like this, and wondering how it can help you. But I also think this card is saying, like, because this is your energy. It's like your energy right now. Because I'm reading into the present energy. It's like you're wondering what the heck's going on, so you're reaching out to me, like you're reaching out to a psychic right now, because you're like, I can't even see what's happening, like your eyes are closed. You're just like, for some reason I can't find my gut on this, and I need help, and I need kind of like an outside perspective. So that's where I come in. So maybe this is also a sign that it's like it was a good choice for you to come get this reading, you know? Of course, I could, like, pull a card and say that to, like, everyone. This is meant to be that you got this reading. It's meant to be that you get 5 more. Just kidding. But, no, for real, I feel like it's kind of a sign to you, like, 'cause sometimes you can feel really crazy and, like, kind of silly when you reach out to someone and then you're just like, oh, what, you know? But sometimes you gotta ask someone, you gotta figure it out. You need someone to sort stuff out with, you know? And actually, that's when I go to psychics. When I don't know what the heck's going on, and I've tried all these different things, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna hit up one of my friends, because I have some friends who are psychics, and we trade readings all the time, and so I hit them up, and we kind of help each other out, and so it's really cool. It's cool that to have another empath, someone who cares, and someone who can kind of be unbiased and just like use their gifts to help, you know? And I feel like that's kind of how you are. Like, you like to help people, and there's some type of spiritual gift here. We can probably cover that on another reading, because this is more of a twin flame read, but I'm definitely seeing, like, you know, you do have a gift with your words and communication, and then just being able to see things, like see really deep into things, you know? So, interesting. This is his feelings about union at present, so... Insecure! I mean, this card speaks for itself. I know the picture is, like, really intense, but it's, you know, it's not, like, a bad thing. It's just the heat's up, remember? So he's feeling pretty insecure about it. And, maybe we can draw a card for why. Because I feel like that's a natural question. I feel like if someone's insecure, you're going to want to know why. I bet the rest of the reading is going to reveal that. Because I have a question here that says, what does he know that you don't? And we're going to kind of get into some of that information. But whatever comes through, because sometimes I do get cards that basically say, like, you know what, it's not for you to know. But sometimes information's revealed. So we'll see what happens there. But let's see why he's insecure. I'm going to draw from my Doreen Virtue Goddess Guidance deck a clarifier. So I'm going to put the camera down real quick. Why is this guy insecure about your union? Because the energy is joined between you guys seems so supportive. You know, I see that true love card down there, and I've also drawn multiple twin flame cards. I'll show you them at the end of the reading. It's kind of crazy. Oh, I see. I think he's just feeling nervous about, like, he's feeling like you are, kind of nervous about taking that first step, and just, you know, he's nervous to basically just start delegating, you know, basically make things happen, you know, take it to the next level. Say, admit his feelings, and, you know, about maybe he's just nervous about what that would look like. So this card's saying that he just needs to center and balance himself and kind of connect inwards so that he can really get in touch with his true authentic self and, like, you know, be able to make those choices, you know? So I think this is something that will just be worked out with time. I mean, it's natural. I think it's very natural for him to feel insecure, to, you know, you guys have been friends for so long, and to be like, hey, you know, let's do something different. That's gonna be difficult. So he's just trying to work up the courage, basically. It's nothing out of the normal. That's kind of how everyone feels when they have to, you know, think about admitting their feelings to someone. So this is your feelings about union at present. It's basically the same thing. It's saying like you're insecure too, but it's also saying you've surrendered your will. You surrendered your will. And there's like this death in the background. It just makes me think like this is killing you inside. Like it's at this point where it's a burden. It's a burden to you, how you feel, and like the fact that you feel like you can't get this off your chest. So you feel like you're gonna break, but you've also just decided, you know what? I'm gonna let go. I'm gonna hold the light here. I'm gonna surrender my will. And I'm gonna wait and see like what this person's gonna do, because you know that he's about to start delegating and take this to the next level, but he's just feeling insecure. You feel the heat up. So that just about sums it up. But now let's get into some of the information. What he knows that you don't. So I'm drawing clarifiers. I'm gonna draw a card. Let's get into this, okay? I'm gonna draw a card from my personal deck. And I'm gonna draw one from the Doreen deck. Whoa! Alright, I just had a card fly out. Whoa, 2 cards fly out. I see what's going on here. Okay. Drawing one more card. Thanks for your patience. Alright. Okay. So we got some pretty good information here now. So first, we just pulled this card. Immediately, it was making me think that this card means that you just got out of a really crazy time in your life, but you're at this point now where you're a lot stronger and you're a lot wiser for it, and you have a lot more skills under your belt. And it's like you have this respect for yourself and respect for others too, because the more that you go through in life, the more it kind of opens you up to like everything everyone else is going through. The more it kind of makes you even more empathetic and even more understanding, and it kind of makes you give less of a shit, because you're like, you know what, we're all here in this matrix or whatever. None of us are immune to contrast, and you know, you have respect for people and like the path that they've traveled. So I feel like he's at this place right now where, you know, he has a lot of respect for you. So you might not know how much he actually does respect you and the person that you are, because he's walked alongside you for so long in your path. And I feel like when you hear this, you're gonna start crying. I feel like you're probably crying right now, because you know how much this person means to you. And like this card looks, I know these cards are weird, like these Wildwood tarot deck, they're like, the illustrations are like really intense, but the meaning behind the card, like there's this guidebook, and I've studied it and I've meditated with the cards and used them along my journey for a while now. So like they have a really special meaning to me the more I've worked with them, and this card is one of the most beautiful cards in the whole deck. And so you just might not know the extent to which this person respects you for everything that you've been through, and that's a really beautiful kind of love. The kind of love where someone has seen all your flaws and all the craziness and all the ups and all the downs, and they can still, you know, appreciate who you are. And it's like that's the reason they love you. It's not just because of who you are, but it's everything they've watched you go through and like the process of who you've become. Like they know you on this deep, intimate level that's special. So that's so beautiful. But he also knows that he's at this point in his life where he's got more respect for you, but it's also because he has respect for himself. You can't love people until you learn how to love yourself. You can't respect others until you develop that self-respect for yourself. You know, it's all about self. As within, so without. Does that make sense? As within, so without. Whatever's happening inside you is going to mirror on the outside. So he has a lot more respect for himself now. That's why he's got respect for you. And now he's starting to think of his confidence is kind of lifting. And so he's starting to think that it's time for him to put himself out there. Because this card's the Cougar card. This is a card I get a lot of times for entrepreneurs and people who need that extra push to just like put themselves out there and like start the blog or like, you know, really go forward with their modeling career or something. So perhaps this guy is a bit of a self-starter or entrepreneur, but it's just saying that maybe just in general in his life, he's starting to feel more confident and ready to put himself out there and more worthy. Because I see him as kind of like shy. He's humble. He's a very, very humble dude, but he's kind of shy a little bit. So it's saying, be proud of who you are. Be proud of your beauty, gifts, art, and all that you do, for it is unique and very needed at this time on the planet. So he's learning how to be more, you know, proud of himself. And I also see that he's in a good place now. You know, he's relaxed. But something that's really important for him is home. He doesn't feel like he's really found a home yet, and he desires this need for home. And it's more than just a house and a place. It's like a feeling to him, and he's searching for this feeling. And I'm also seeing that what he knows that you don't is he has a lot of compassion for you. So I just feel like maybe you're kind of down on yourself. Maybe this guy doesn't express his emotions, and you don't know how much he really cares for you and how much he respects you. And they're also saying that, you know, maybe have faith that he'll take that step forward, because he's learning how to put himself out there more in his life, like in general, like maybe in work or school or something. And I think naturally that's going to help him become more confident to put himself out there when it comes to relationships. So, and it's also saying like peace. Like this card is like a peace card. So this energy is really interesting. He is feeling insecure, but overall things are he's really changing right now. I just feel like a lot of change, especially this year. So yeah, things are shifting. So you just might not have been aware of some of that stuff. So just think about that. Let me know if that resonates. What you know that he doesn't. So what do you know that he doesn't? He just doesn't know how long you've held these feelings for him. And he doesn't know how dedicated that you are to this path. It's pretty simple. He's not aware. I think part of him has had those moments where that connection between you guys was really intense and it felt really good and you guys like both knew it. And there were moments like that. It's like you guys both know it. But he just might be just as insecure as you are and not understand how much respect that you really have for him and how much compassion. There's a lot of mirroring happening here. This is so twin flame, like the twin flames mirror. So look at this mirroring. Okay. And then look, I pulled this twin flame card here. And then I pulled the sun and I pulled true love. This is the most positive deck in the card. It's like the yes card in the traditional tarot. Then I pulled the yes card. So look at this. This is really good vibes here. I mean, this is really crazy. Like, you guys are twins. Like, I'm just freaking out because I do these readings all the time. And, like, yeah, I'm going to see some stuff like that. I'm going to see some mirroring, but, and I'm going to, I've seen some crazy stuff before in twin flame reads, but this is a unique spread because of all, like, any possible twin flame card I had, like, came out. So, what does this mean? What does this mean? What's happening here? So I put some of your questions in. So I decided to ask, what does the path look like if you make a move? And then what does the path look like if you don't make a move? That way you can kind of look into those options and see what feels best for you. So, and naturally it'll reveal if he might make a move. So let's see what happens. What does the path look like if you make a move? I think it's saying you're going to be covered either way. I think this is going to happen. I really think this is going to happen. The heat's up. So this is the protection card. And I usually pull this for people when they're freaking out. And a lot of times it's trying to remind you of the bigger picture. It's just trying to remind you that you're safe. That there's someone watching over you. I mean, Stonehenge, like, no one could explain how that was put there. You know, it's trying to say, like, greater forces are at work here. So if you feel the intuition to reach out and do something about this, then just do it, you know? I don't know if you're, like, getting hung up on the whole, like, you're a female thing and you should wait for the guy to do it. I'm probably the worst person to talk to about this because I'm an Aquarius to a fault, and I have the tendency to just, like, love bomb people when I fall for them, so it doesn't matter, like, I don't even wait for the guy. It's it's the worst. But I honestly think that, you know, it's saying if you're gonna do it, a gentle approach is gonna work better. And trust me, a gentle approach is gonna work a lot better. So just be aware that if you decide to go for that and to try to tell this person how you feel and to drop that bomb, I guess, you know, just be very gentle about it. But ultimately, I think there's a yes both ways. It's saying, what does the path look like if you reach out? It's gonna be fine, you know? There are greater forces here. This is gonna happen. You'll be safe, just be gentle. And then, what does the path look like if you don't make a move? So they're saying that if you don't make a move, he's gonna eventually come to you. It might take a while. I don't know how long. I can't really say here. I didn't really pull any timeline cards. It's always hard to predict a timeline, although I'm learning more about that and trying to get better at it. But this is the funeral flower. And when I pull this card, sometimes I'm instantly drawn to these and sometimes not, but I find myself drawn to it for you, and it just means, like, out of the muck and out of death is rebirth and new life. So there might be some things that have to fall away in order for you guys to unite. There could be some death that happens before you guys come together. Death as in, perhaps one of you guys, you know, moves away for a bit or something. Or maybe one of you guys has to go through some other type of relationship before you can have this connection. Maybe there's a little bit more, some more soul contracts, you know, other soulmates that might come. But I'm not seeing that. I'm just saying perhaps, I do feel like there's a delay with this card, and that's why it was reversed. It's just saying you're gonna have to wait longer. There could be certain things that need to happen before he can come to you. You know, there is a risk with you going for this. Because I said there's like a bomb. It's gonna be a big thing, but it's never the right timing for this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you gotta be honest. So trust yourself here. If you really feel in your gut like you need to wait, you have to follow your inner guidance. I can't really tell you what to do here. I did pull an advice card that I'll get to later, but I do see the energy very supportive in both positions, but it kind of makes me feel like if you waited for him, it might be a little bit more fun. They're just saying, pay attention to your dreams, fantasies, and visualizations, imagination, and insight. A lot of what you imagine has a strong basis in reality, no matter how far off it may seem. So you've just been visualizing this and fantasizing about this relationship like forever, and it's because you're not just being crazy here. It's because this is something that could be, you know? They're saying you have been given prophecies in this form. Yup. You see things, you visualize things. It says, allow your creativity to soar and follow your dreams. You are entitled to them and you are worthy. A way is being paid for you. It is. This is time to relax. So maybe they're just saying, you know what, chill out, spend some time on yourself, like nurture your soul, because this is a situation that's really gonna make your soul kind of ache. And so you need to be very gentle with yourself while you're going through this right now. It's a really beautiful time. This is a really happy thing. This is like the coming together of a lifetime. But if you need help with the patience and with, you know, just a lot of the intense emotions and energy that comes up, all you can really do is just create some art and let that energy flow through you. Because that's what it is. It's an energy. It's like an anxiety. It's like an intensity. Take it from me. I'm getting worked up here because I know what this is like. Sometimes you just need to channel these feelings, intense emotions into your artwork and paint and draw or write or sing or dance, or there's just so, you know, so many, try something new, you know, it's never too late to try some type of new art form, but I think this is kind of giving you some help. Like, look, yeah, it might be a little bit better to wait for him to come to you. Depending though on what your gut is saying, because if you're just feeling drawn to this card and you're like, yes, this is my answer, and like the deer is my spirit animal or something, and it's a sign, then like do it and like talk to them. But if you're feeling like this is more a message to you, they're saying to make it through this transition while there's this delay in him coming and, you know, telling you how he feels, that you can channel these emotions into your art. So let's see. His feelings. What is going on here with this person's feelings? He's hesitant. That's what this card means. He's hesitant. So he knows that there's something there. He's feeling all this new growth. There's a strong foundation. There's all this abundance surrounding you guys. But he's just feeling hesitant. So he does have really strong feelings for you. I think that's what all this greenery means. He has strong, and I pulled, this card flew out of the deck. I didn't ask anything. It just came out. And so I put it to the side. And so, I'm pretty sure that that means, obviously this guy loves you. And then advice from spirit. I didn't even get any advice. I just pulled the yes card. So what do you think about that? I've never, ever pulled this in the advice. I might pull like 3 cards and like it means like it's telling me yes to like something in here, and it's like a... I've never ever just pulled this card by itself in this position for advice from spirit. And so it's like, spirit doesn't even have any advice for you. They're just saying yes. Yes! This is happening. You know it. So, I got one more card for you, okay? This one flew out of my personal deck. What do you know? It says, get ready for a big breakthrough. I hope this reading doesn't sound really cliche. I'm going to be 100% honest with you and tell you I've never, ever done a love reading or a twin flame reading like this. And people who are following and who've been like listening to all my readings, comment and tell this person that I've never done a twin flame reading like this before, and tell them to have faith. That's what's coming through, is to have faith. Have faith in this journey. You know, you're getting your wings. You guys are both getting your wings here. It says massive changes are afoot. Embrace these changes in your environment and in your emotional body. So you feel it in your body, all these changes, and you feel it all around you. You might even see it in your reality, like things are changing. They're saying this physical transformation of energy around you is taking root and expanding in ways that may surprise you. Release your expectations so something even bigger can come your way. Who knows? I'm like, something crazy could happen. I'm like, man, maybe this guy will just like propose. I don't know. Wouldn't that be so crazy? I just feel like he's gonna confess his feelings. He's gonna do it. He just doesn't know how. He's trying to figure it out. He's insecure. They said, simply allow it to flow through you and around you and have faith. Every time you see a butterfly, remember the joy in your life. Okay. So overall, this guy's just feeling really insecure. And I'm thinking, you know, what can you do to help make him feel more secure, right? Isn't that a natural question to ask? What are they saying? You know what? I'm going to pull that for you before we go, okay? What can you do to help? I mean, maybe this is just something he has to do on, you know, himself. This is his journey, you know? But maybe if there is anything you can do, you know, let's find out. All right. Okay. All right. I don't really know if there's anything you can do, but let me just pull one more card. I think the message might just be more about trust. Yeah. So I pulled heads up and easy does it. So I feel like all you can really do is just balance your energy and remember everything is occurring in perfect timing. So there is a divine timeline for how this is supposed to happen. And really, I see these are chakra colors. If you really want to speed this up, go on YouTube and start searching for meditations on, just start searching for meditations on love and on like healing, like go through each chakra and do meditations for them. And, if you want to speed something up and if you want to manifest twin flame reunion, the best advice I've ever heard out there was to just heal yourself and like just focus on yourself and not put so much worry and fear energy into the relationship. So I know that's really annoying advice. There's nothing you can do. And like there's all these yes cards and they're just like, don't worry about it. And they're like, but I feel like you're in that space. This is a really good place for you to be. Perhaps the reason that this is all coming together and you're manifesting this is because of the work you've done on yourself. I am feeling very balanced energy here. There's really nothing out of the normal. I pulled all these cards to basically tell you that like this guy does care about you. He has feelings for you. He's gonna do something. It's been a long time coming, yes, but there's a lot in support of this. And obviously this is divine. I mean, this is a really special person in your life and I'm really happy for you. This is exciting. You have to tell me when this happens. And like if anything I said in here like randomly ends up happening and coming true, then drop me a line because I love to hear about that when it does. So I hope you enjoy this reading, and anyone else who watched this, if you like this reading, definitely comment and let me know. And for 2 more days only, the rest of pretty much this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, I'm doing personal reads like this for only $11.11, and then my price will be going back to normal and doubling. So email me if you want a personal reading. I accept payments through PayPal. And thanks again for subscribing. Peace out.